Greetings and welcome to another Tomorrow's World webcast, and I'm going to talk about something a little bit different today. It's not necessarily really current news except for the fact that it involves a video game that has been released recently and has been highly anticipated. I've actually, even though I don't play video games, based on the concept I'll discuss today, I've been looking forward to its release myself. And again, I don't spend really any time playing video games, but I have been excited about this. I knew there was a lot of hype built around it. Frankly, I expected it to disappoint that hype because you just can't really match all the hype that's been heaped on this game. But the concept was amazing, both as a mathematician personally and, frankly, as a believer in a divine creator. The video game is No Man's Sky. People have been aware of this really for years. It's been developed by a small company, relatively small company. Hello Games is the name of the company. And Sean Murray and his team there have been working on this game. It's an amazing idea. You know, if you imagine, and those of you familiar with the game know what I'm talking about, if you imagine just standing on a starry night and looking up at the sky, you see maybe 5,000 stars. We often don't see as many as we think, but on a good, clear night, you see maybe about 5,000 stars. Well, the idea behind No Man's Sky is imagine being able to travel to any one of those, just to go to any one of them and potentially finding worlds, different worlds have never been seen before in life, and just hopping from star to star to star. And then imagine it being an entire galaxy full of such stars. How many stars? 18 quintillion. 18 quintillion. What is that number? That's an 18 with 18 zeros after it. 18 quintillion stars, all of them unique, all of them with planets, well, maybe not all of them with planets, but most of them with planets. Well, maybe all of them with planets. I can't really remember. But with those planets, with most of them with life forms in their waters and their skies, walking around, and all of that life unique. You know, the people that created the game haven't even seen all the life, the quote-unquote life that's out there and what it looks like and how it behaves. In fact, actually, if you wanted to visit every one of those stars, and this is a quick mathematical estimate, if I'm wrong, feel free and let me know. It's going to make me feel bad. But if you want to visit every one of those at the ridiculous rate of one star every second, just 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, it would still take you more than 5 million centuries to visit every single one of them. Now, how do they do that? They clearly don't have the time to design fake little creatures on every single planet of 18 quintillion star systems. They did an ingenious approach where they use procedural generation for each of these things. That's essentially where you use a lot of randomization and certain rules to where once those rules are in place, the actual galaxy just kind of generates itself based on those rules and those random numbers. It's kind of complicated to describe, and I won't go into all the detail, though it is fascinating. But generally, they looked at certain algorithms and certain laws and behavior characteristics that seem to apply to life, and then allowed these random number generators based on certain predetermined forms to just generate a bunch of novel variety. For example, we've done in a sense the same thing with real life. Imagine the dog type, just the dog, whatever a dog is. But think of the variety in the dog world. I picked two extreme examples, for instance. There's the Russian bear dog. There's a reason it's called a bear dog. But then the tiny Chihuahua. Huge range of variety, but all within the same kind, a dog kind. So what they did was define certain kinds and then how those parameters could vary within that kind, and then allow it to just randomly vary all over this galaxy of 18 quintillion star systems, so that all the oceans are populated by a beautiful variety of life, and all the land has these dinosaur-looking things and cow-looking things and other kinds of whatever-looking things. It was an amazing idea, and I've seen it so mischaracterized. The creators of the game were actually interviewed, or at least Sean Murray in particular, the head of Hello Games, was interviewed on a talk show, Stephen Colbert's program. And Stephen Colbert kept saying, wow, this is amazing. And he's wandering on a planet and looking at these new life forms there on the planet and saying, so all of this just evolved. You just made a system where these things evolved. And it frustrated me because they didn't just evolve. They were, in fact, highly intelligently planned within these parameters. What came to my mind was Genesis chapter 1. In Genesis 1 and verse 21, we read, "So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind." In verse 25, same chapter, it says, "And God made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind." In their own way, regardless of whether it's popular or not, or falls apart and doesn't meet the hype, or whether it gets modded to death and changed in ways where in the future the most popular version is completely unrecognizable, what they've done at Hello Games reminds me of Genesis chapter 1. Intelligently sat down and created in a tiny way this little universe full of a lot of life forms that they truly, intelligently created after certain kinds. This isn't an example of evolution in action. This is an example of intelligent design. And when you know the truth and you know about our Creator and what He says in His Word, it's amazing the places that knowledge will pop up. Thanks for watching. Please check out everything we have available at tomorrowsworld.org.